you'll go, 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 yo, go, go, go.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be swapping out the stock headlight for the Suron for the Moto Party Head plug and play that I got on Amazon for about 50 bucks. This light is actually really good, really bright, as you can see, but went on a night trail ride the other day, really couldn't see what I needed to see, ended up running into a bush at about 40 miles per hour. It's a good little headlight, but when there's no street lights or nothing around, it's just not enough to cut it. Luckily, I actually kept the Allen keys that came with the bike, and this is how we're going to be opening it up, getting in there, plugging this in, unplugging the old one. So stay tuned, let's do it. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, turn it off obviously. We'll pop this up. And turn our breaker off. That's always the most important thing to do first. So take this loose just so it's out of our way and we know nothing is connected. Then, so if you look up here, you're gonna find two Allen bolts. You're gonna take the Allen key that came with the Suron. You're gonna undo these. There's one. Put that in the pocket so I don't lose it. There's two. This is gonna come off. It's gonna slide right up at you like that. Pull this out. This is going to be your ignition. This is going to be for your USB. We're going to put this to the side, and then we're going to trace the headlight wire, which is going to be this guy right here. And find where it is plugged in at. It's going to be right here. It is labeled 125 degrees Celsius with a little VW on it. We're going to disconnect this. So when you pull it out, you're going to have all these wires. And then this one right here is the one I followed from the headlight. And pull it out of the little tape looking thing, and right under it there's going to be a little thing you push right here, and that is going to let you pop it out. It'll come right out like that. Very similar to the old one. Feed it right through there with all the other wires, just like that. And then we're going to take the new one, find the little hole that's exactly like the other one was. We're going to put it right back in there. Make sure you don't damage any of these little wires. Just be really careful. Then we'll take the new headlight, and where this slot is, right here, it will go over that little thing we pushed in to take out the other one. You have the two clips in the back that slide right over. You should hear it click. There it is, there's the little clip. So then you give it a little tug, make sure it's in there good. Then you will tuck it back in to the black covering. We will take the old wire that is right here being held together by this little clamp. We're going to take this off. Just like that. Take this one out. Put the new one in. Stretch this back over. Like that. Now, the old headlight wire is up here. Before we close everything back up, I'd like to test it so you don't get everything back together and realize that your connection wasn't all the way clicked in or something like that. We'll start out always by reconnecting the battery. Always connect first. Before you turn the breaker on. And then we'll take the ignition. Have our light right here. See if it works. Oh, that is bright. That is so bright. Oh my God. It works. And that thing is so bright. All right. So now that we know that it works, we'll turn this off. Take the key out just so it doesn't accidentally turn itself back on. Jesus, I can't see anything right now. We'll turn our breaker off. I like to disconnect everything just to be safe. Disconnect. Disconnect. Nobody likes anything to get shorted out. We will get all this shoved back in. So originally, to get it out, I had to tilt it this way to pull it out because it wasn't coming out at first. But once I tilted it this way towards you, it came right out so easy. So we'll tilt it back in. Get all these wires out of the way where they belong. And then push this back in. These wires go right at the top. And make sure right here, when you're putting the wires back in, this covering is where the wires go into. So you want to make sure that there's no wires on the sides pinching the wires. So when you tighten it, you don't do all this for nothing and end up having to do a lot more work and figuring out something you didn't even sign up for, all that. When you put your wires back in, you want to make sure that when you turn the wheel, you have free rein turn without pinching or stretching any of the wires too much. You want to be able to get your full turn. Without any heavy pull on the wires. There seems to be a little bit of pull. Take these out. You put these wires in, you want to make sure that you still have all of the motion in your front wheel. And you're not pulling or putting too much tension on any of these wires. So I recommend fully turning to where your wires are fully stretched out, and then putting everything back together so that when you do turn, after you put everything back in, it doesn't pull and put tension on your wires. So I recommend before tightening your Allen bolts, you want to get your wires right here and watch them as you turn the wheel fully. And I would install these where it is fully turned to the right and your wires have full play that they need. I'm gonna tuck this back in here. With the wires, got slack on them. You want to tuck them all right in here. You can go back and forth. The wires are still all good. Not creating any more unwanted tension. Now, we are good to put our bolts back in. Always start by finger tightening so you don't strip any of the threads. Then, take your Allen key that came with the Sur-On. These are nice and tight. Make sure no wires are being pinched up top. You want it really snug, but you don't want to go crazy tight on it, or that too could strip it out. So just good and snug. So we got our new guy right here, and we got the old one disconnected right here. I'm going to undo the Allen bolts that are holding on the headlight. Get those nice and loose. There's one. And there is the old headlight, the other screw. I'm gonna put this to the side. Alright, so we got the skinny bolt, skinny nut, the skinny lock ring, big bolt, big nut, big lock ring. We got this guy, the mount. This is going to go right in here. Okay, so the bolt that they sent me was not long enough. It barely didn't fit. So I had to go all the way to Home Depot, pick up some bigger ones. That really sucked, but anyway. This mount goes right on the back. The wire goes under it. Slides right on here. You line up these holes on the sides with these holes. Slide that right on. Then this slides right into here. And the screw goes all the way through all the holes, and through these holes too. So let's try this again after my 30-minute run to Home Depot. We're going to send this through all of the holes. This is a 1032 screw, and it is plenty long. You can see that the screw now is too long, so I'm going to put a little mark right here, and then pull it out, cut it. Good old trusty bandsaw here. Put it back in. Should be good to go. There's our mark. Just like that. Screw fits perfectly. And put our lock ring on and put the nut on. Now, all we gotta do is make the final connection. Boom. She is bright.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that.
Alright, let's test out that new headlight. Oh, yeah. That is very bright.
I'm inspired by thirst, I'm inspired by worth. I desire your worst, so you can just hide while I work. I ain't tired, you first. I'll write a second, third verse about the lies you go disperse. You never did shit, I know it hurts, but something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can and I won't. That's what guides me the most. Your lies, I'll do what I want.
Thank you guys for checking out this video. I really appreciate it. Any other mods you want to see me do, just let me know down in the comments. I'll also throw the link to this in the description below. So yeah, subscribe, like for more Sur-Ron stuff.